motherfucking queen. NBA young boy. Let's go.
Can't do buying all the bottles, what you can't do. Supposed to be Sena, but she noticed that my chain do. Late night face, I won't see what that mouth do. Yeah, bounce that ass, do it how your mama talk to. Real made nigga from the trenches, do no pimpin'. I got 7 figures, bouncing in the car, it look like switches. Let's have a drink out, after that we can leave out. I leave the club driving fast, baby, with that speedball. If you keep it real, say your knees out.
Bet. So now I'm going live, my bad. I couldn't hear that shit, I really gotta pause my music and do that shit. I ain't gonna take the interstate yet. So, last night, started trying my first video, started recording. Fucked around and thought 2 bars was gonna last me way longer than it was gonna last on my goddamn headset. That shit ended up dying like 10 minutes after I left the house. So, last night I went charge the battery. Today I'm back at it again. Today I'm gonna shoot some footage, you heard me. I'm just out for the ride to see some faces, you heard me. Get some activity. I'm gonna ride out to the French Quarter. They say the city's supposed to be opening back up soon. I seen the French Quarter was packed like a motherfucker. So I'm gonna go shoot out there, see what people say, you heard me. Normally the bike get a lot of attention, but some days it just don't happen. So I can't make people react to the bike, but we're gonna try to get some reactions today. My nigga Sean just texted me. But, you know, I'm just chilling. I ain't even really in the mood to go hop on the interstate right now, to be honest with you, because the interstate gonna be so windy, I ain't gonna be able to talk. But what I wanted to cover was, I wanted to talk about, questions that people be asking me when they first start riding. A lot of the questions I get asked about when I first started riding, what drug me into bikes. So I'm going to start picking them off one at a time. First thing people ask me, because I know that most people going to be listening. So the first thing people want to know is, what size bike should they start off with? What's a good bike? What's reliable? And to be honest with you, every bike, every motor, it don't matter what it is, it can be reliable, depending on how dedicated the person that's maintaining it is on upkeeping this motor to make sure that it is reliable. So, what I was saying. With that being said, you know, after that it falls into what type of bikes. And some bikes are more reliable than some bikes, I do think. But I don't have the time to sit here and individually say what bike is good at what and what's bad at what. But, I recommend a Honda every time, bruh. It's like Honda just came in. Let me slow the fuck down, man. I'm not racing down this shit with these bitch ass niggas. This poor ass road, man. They out they fucking body. Ooh, I know y'all hear that. Should sound good. Yeah, now that I'm out there. What drug me into bikes? The next question. The first time I ever seen a bike that I could really remember in my life was at like my first or second birthday party. One of my grandparents gave me a little red motorcycle toy. And I had a fuck ton of Hot Wheels, a fuck ton of RC cars, but I was never really, you heard me, I was never really seen a motorcycle up close and personal like that. You feel what I'm saying? I remember my uncle having like a little motorcycle racing game, but I never played it. Man, my first time riding anything with 2 wheels on it, man, I was on my bicycle. at a young age, and I was trying to get low on turns, trying to fucking put a knee on the ground on a fucking bicycle going through turns. I was never really into popping wheelies and shit like that. I know some people who are, but it's just not me. But throughout them adventures and trials and tribulations, I kind of knew that I really did enjoy being on two wheels, but I wanted a car. I was still into cars, you know what I'm saying? Cars was what I was in. Fucking playing Need for Speed, playing Need for Speed, GTA, it don't matter what the game is. Any game you play, damn near.
House real big, cars real big, belly real big, everything real big.
It's like the cars is always the main. You don't really get educated on bikes unless you go out and do it. But I had some motorcycle games. I had this one Isle of Man's game on the PS2 that I used to play with my brother. And I used to be a Kawasaki fan. The first bike that my dad ever... I had a pedal bike. That bitch was a Kawasaki. My dad had bought it for me. And, man, after that, I was all over. I was like, Kawasaki, that's one name I should have never learned. My first motorcycle ended up being a Kawasaki. When I was 17, I bought a Kawasaki 636 ZX6R. I don't want to run this light, but fuck it. Yeah, I had a Kawasaki. I always loved bikes. It wasn't until I actually owned a CBR that I fell in love with it. And I remember seeing the CBR a lot when I was growing up, but it wasn't like the Yamaha. I really thought that I'd been owned the R1 by now. But after owning my CBR 600, man, I fell in love with the CBR. There's no bike that could beat it in my eyes, bro. This bike could do no wrong. I invested so much money, so much time into my other CBR 600, man. And that bike never failed me, bro. I done a lot of wild shit. And the CBR done kept me alive all this time. So I can't be doing that. I can't be doing too wrong. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, thank you, bro. Thank you, dog. See, that's what I'm saying. Just be cruising. Should just be happening, you know what I'm saying? But, man, we gonna see what it's hitting on. You know, I may pause the video till I get to the French Quarter, start that bitch back up. I'm gonna let y'all know how it go, man.